Before Nolan Wells became a national story in Mississippi, there was another young black man whose death generated immediate national attention. Calls for transparency, a second autopsy, and the involvement of Ben Crump. His name was Demartravian Trey Reed. And nearly a year later, Trey's own family says the independent autopsy they were promised still was not provided to them, and that Crump stopped communicating with them for months. So before we talk about Nolan Wells, we need to ask a simpler question. What happened after the cameras left Trey Reed? Trey Reed was a 21-year-old student at Delta State University in Cleveland, Mississippi. On September 15, 2025, he was found hanging from a tree near the campus pickleball courts. The imagery immediately carried enormous historical weight: a young black man, a tree, Mississippi. But the initial official statements were important. Authorities said there was no evidence of foul play, and the coroner reported no injuries suggesting an assault. That did not mean Trey's family had to accept every initial explanation without question.
New at 4,
they wanted
a
answers,
second
and that was
independent
reasonable.
autopsy will be performed for a Delta State University student. Trey Reed was found hanging from a tree on the campus earlier this week. While Mississippi's medical examiner ruled Reed's death a suicide yesterday, attorney Ben Crump says another autopsy will be performed. That will be paid for by Colin Kaepernick, his Know Your Rights Camp Autopsy Initiative. Reed's family is looking for more answers. Final toxicology reports could take 2 to 4 weeks to complete. New at 4, a second independent autopsy will be performed for a Delta State University student. Trey Reed was found hanging from a tree on the campus earlier this week. While Mississippi's medical examiner ruled Reed's death a suicide yesterday, attorney Ben Crump says another autopsy will be performed. That will be paid for by Colin Kaepernick, his Know Your Rights Camp Autopsy Initiative. Reed's family is looking for more answers.
Crump announced that Colin
Toxicology
Kaepernick's
reports
Know
could
Your
take
Rights Camp
2 to
Autopsy
4 weeks to
Initiative would
complete.
fund the independent examination. That sounds exactly like what transparency is supposed to look like. If the family distrusts the state result, get another qualified forensic pathologist and compare the findings. The second autopsy was performed, but then the public waited. October came. No final independent report was publicly released. December came. Still no final report. Rumors filled the vacuum. Fast forward to July 2026. Mississippi Free Press reported that Trey's family said Crump had not spoken with them for approximately 7 months. More importantly, they said he never gave them the final independent autopsy results he had promised. That is the most important fact in this story. Not because it proves misconduct, it does not, but because the whole point of the second autopsy was supposed to be transparency and answers for Trey's family. If a finalized report exists, who received it? If it does not exist, why not? And if the family was the reason this independent autopsy was commissioned in the first place, why do they say they were left without the final results? Now look at Nolan Wells. Nolan's body was found July 6, 2026. Crump announced he had been retained July 7th. Again, one day. And Kaepernick's initiative again funded an independent autopsy. The cases are not identical. Trey's official death was ruled suicide. Nolan's cause and manner remain disputed and under investigation. But the advocacy machinery is strikingly familiar. Immediate national civil rights representation, demands for transparency, a privately funded autopsy, national press coverage, and pressure on public authorities. That is why Trey Reed matters now. Before accepting another promise that a national advocacy campaign will deliver transparency, the public is entitled to ask what happened to the transparency promised to the last Mississippi family. I am not telling you Trey Reed was murdered. I am not telling you the state got everything right. I am saying Trey's family deserves the same thing everybody said they deserved on day one: the truth. If an independent autopsy was commissioned for them, they should know what it concluded. Transparency should not disappear when the headlines do. And before we turn Nolan Wells into the next national symbol, maybe we should make sure the last family actually got the answers they were promised. Evidence first, narrative second, receipts always.